I do want to ask you, Q, because just to get to our game to close it out against Kentucky, because I think the biggest statement around this game is potentially last game for some of the seniors.
You can't be taking it lightly either.
No, hell no.
Exactly. This is the big statement: is we cannot take this thing
That's why
lightly.
we're leaving 8 minutes left for the show for them.
No, I do want to.
Hey, we don't have to play. They're over there practicing.
Yo, what I wanted to say though, for real though, in all seriousness, had you been in this, I'm sure you have been in a situation where you had another huge game coming up the following week, like this A&M game, but you had a game where you had to take care of business, but not necessarily a rollover opponent. Like, maybe if you're even a senior and upperclassman, what is some of the verbiage you're telling the underclassmen? What are some of the things you're discussing, and like to keep the team focused and having to win this game?
It's easy, honestly, man. This it's hard for me to say because we had a lot of exposure. We had the BCS time, and people were getting on social media and all of that. We just weren't into it quite as much. But to take it to this level, we always, I mean, every time you have a game before Texas OU, we played A&M. Every time you had a game before then, you're so focused on the task at hand. Unless what you also know in the game of football is you don't make a new playbook every week. You add a few plays here, a few plays there, depending on how you feel like they're going to blitz you or what they're going to do. But 70% of your playbook is in stone. So you're working on that and you want to get better at it for not just this week, but the next. And so you honestly, during those weeks, you're talking about what 20 some point spread. You wanted to prove them right because if you did that, you took care of business by the fourth quarter. You're chilling. That's like hidden risk that people don't think about. The one thing I'm a little bit annoyed with our games being as close as they are, other than my blood pressure, is we've missed opportunities with turnovers and things like that. Or like, listen, we can sit here and say we won by 10 versus Arkansas, but anybody who really pays attention to football, we miss like 7 layups. Like we miss plays or had, some get called back. And we've kind of had that every freaking game, other than Florida and, another one.
Oh, but even then, DeAndre Moore dropped a couple.
He dropped a touchdown. So that's the thing. We're literally missing layups that causing our own inability to relax and sit out starters in the fourth quarter. And so you try to go out, execute better. We haven't played our best game. That's the one thing. We're 9-1 and we haven't played our best game. So talking heads, factor that in. Well, our offense haven't played our best game. Our defense is balling. And so defense keeps doing what you're doing. Offense, go execute better. Don't screw up the layups. Be smart with your hands, O-line, all the above, and you go beat the brakes off of them. And then you get that little hidden rest and time and relax. And you can freaking, 2:30 game by 7 o'clock, you're watching film on, A&M and ready to finally, like, it's almost a relief. When you beat that team before, you're like, oh, that one got it over. Now it's getting real. Yeah. Let's freaking go. And so you get extra time to watch film, prepare, take care of yourself, and just get ready for a massive game that haven't been played in 13 years.
Yeah, I think we're going to be airing it out a lot this game. I think we want to – I would personally, for this game and then a little bit in the A&M game, try to rest the running backs as much as possible. Because heading into this stretch where we're going to be playing a lot more games than these guys are used to playing – especially in a really thin running back room already, I would want fresh legs. So for this game, like I can't imagine that maybe Trey, Jaden, and Jarrett Gibson probably get 10 to 15 carries each, and then they cap it at every single one of those guys' carries, which we've seen before too. But I'd really imagine that we try to air it out, spread the ball as much as possible to a lot of our receivers, get them going, get the juices flowing, and seeing what we can do against A&M, obviously, for that week. But we're heading into the dog days, in terms of just it's going to be a grind these next couple of weeks. They're not used to playing this long.
I mean,
go ahead.
I was going to say I would love to see Gibson get some touches. I mean, Wisner and Blue combined for 30 plus on the ground alone last week.
Well, what would help that is getting a big lead. Actually, what would hurt that? I take that back. You can't really do that because if you get a lead where you're up by 21 or more, you need to run the ball and get the clock rolling, right? And I don't know if you run, maybe it's a Gibson in there, so you rest Blue a little bit, you rest Wisner a little more. but get Gibson more touches, whatever it needs to be, throw the ball to the other guys. But that's hard to say and kind of hard to do because in the second half, when you kick butt, now if you get enough lead, that's going to create it because now you're putting in even, the guys behind them and you roll out of here, Kentucky to raise the white flag, and you move on. So one other thing you think about when you have a game before something like this is you throw in a couple of wrinkles. Don't be surprised if Sark don't throw in a couple of things that A&M is going to have to think about. The coach already admitted he's already preparing for us before Auburn, which is a dumb decision going into Auburn at night. But he's preparing for Texas. He means Auburn. He already told us a little bit where his brain is, but give him that much more to think about with a couple of wrinkles as he's thinking about certain blitzes and things like that. The more they can prepare for, which they have plenty.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, our offense, I don't care what you say, you better fear them because they're a Quinn being, hot from absolutely being, again, one of the most dominant teams. And we've seen spurts of it, even versus a Georgia in the second half. But so we know what they're capable of. Have they hit on all cylinders? Probably not yet.
Definitely not.
But
Yeah.
you have a lot to prepare for.
They have good defensive linemen too. So this is not like, again, a
Deion
role.
Walker.
I know we left him. Yeah, Deion Walker's a top 40 pick. They have guys in their defensive line that are pros. So I think it's a good, hey, get your mind right game. You can't go in here thinking about, the next week. You have to focus on this one because they have guys coming after you, and just like A&M will. And last thing I'll say is I was in another bunch of Texas group texts, but I was saying, someone's like, wouldn't it be hilarious if A&M lost to Auburn this week? And I was like, no. I mean, it'd be funny, I guess, but I want them coming in hot. I want them at their best. I want this game as high stakes, and I know the stakes are pretty much going to be win and go in anyway, regardless. But I want the stakes to be as high as possible.
Yeah.
I want them playing at their top dollar. I want us playing at their top dollar. I want it to be all the smoke. Them coming off a loss is kind of it does depreciate it a little bit for me. So,
you know what? It doesn't. It would to next year. It would 2 years after that. This game hasn't been played in 13 years. There's going to be 30 million people watch this game. It's the freaking, it's because they are, even if they lose, they're still in that group of two, right?
Ready to go.
There's still going to be that talk about who we are. And it actually, to a certain degree, to some folks, it raises the stakes because it's all or nothing for them. And it kind of should be that way anyway for the both of us. But dude, this game hadn't been played. Two of the largest fan bases, craziest. Ours is insanely passionate. There's a little bit cultish.
And everyone else knows what it means too.
Everyone knows.
I have a feeling that there's going to be more people watching this game than the SEC championship game.
I agree. I totally agree. There's been freaking such a wait. And this game was played on Thanksgiving. You got the Cowboys. You used to have Texas A&M. You got the bonfire. You got the traditions, which is very interesting. Are they going to bring all those back?
They should.
I think we're playing Saturday. I thought we'll typically go Friday. We're playing Saturday.
We've been all over, and I think we'll eventually settle back on a Friday. I don't know that I ever want to be on Thanksgiving night again. Mainly because I go to the game and I chill on Thanksgiving. So I can go Friday and still have my
weekend alive.
Dude, it's very freaking.
Are you going on Saturday? You're going to College Station, right?
Oh gosh, yeah. I will. There was a split second because the things can get a little crazy. I was like, I don't know if I want to go.
I have an A&M friend that actually does some coverage for the team too, for a little bit on radio. We're gonna have him on next week, Jay Kubanak, but he's like, man, I'm not even going to try to get involved in that mess this year. It's going to be too hectic. Even for a guy.
That's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying, and the tickets are too expensive. I know some nosebleeds that are going for $700-800 a piece. And so, and if we both win this weekend, you could probably move that to $1,000-1,100 a piece.
Oh yeah. People last minute can be like, screw it. You know what?
Yeah.
You guys think more people would watch the A&M game? We both win this week. More people are watching the A&M game than hypothetically Texas Bama in the SEC championship.
Yes,
I do too. I think just the allure of just the rivalry of what it means being back for the first time on time. I also think that half the country hates us and the other half the country hates A&M. They think they're cruelty. They think
more than half hate them. There's nothing.
I think it's going to be great TV.
If they didn't have Johnny Manziel, they would be arguably top 3 most unlikely.
Talk about another guy that deserves some money from a university.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
that's an understatement.
understatement.
Listen, you're right, and going back to it, it's just so before any of us liked Texas or any of the well, some of the Aggies, they're born with the family stuff and all that. We watched this game because it always was fun. It was always cool. There's so many memories that even non-Longhorns, know and watch and pay attention to. There's gonna be
And
I'm telling you, there's going to be 30 million people watch this freaking game.
yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it's gonna be
It's
record
just
record shattering
it's
for
gonna
regular
be
season for sure.
insane.
I don't know it. I know to hate them. I know that I'm supposed
Yeah,
to
but you've never
dislike
yeah,
them.
exactly. The last time we played
I've
them,
never
2011.
experienced. I'm not for like y'all are from Texas. I'm not from Texas. I just have not experienced this. So I guess for me, like
Oh, dude, you don't.
I don't know. No,
He doesn't know
I
what's up.
hate them
He doesn't
How do you
because
he
not in
doesn't have
Texas
people
going to
texting
that
him
game for
like we do,
Thanksgiving?
Q. People text us on the regular, call us
Yes,
TU, horns down, saw him off. That's what we hear our
yes.
whole lives. This guy grew up
my
in Long
friends,
Island.
dude, I grew up. My friends like would be like horns down as a joke. I'm like, bro, you went to Binghamton. Like, it's just I'm like, what the no? Like y'all went to Binghamton, bro. Like y'all do you have you don't y'all have nothing. Like literally, but I don't know it. I know it because I know I'm supposed to hate. I obviously
Bro,
know the OU hatred.
every wedding that I went to that had
I
friends
know
with
you.
A&M, they all do their little fight song in the middle of their wedding, and they all say saw him off. Like we're so important that they're singing about us at their weddings.
Yes, no, for real, for real. I've gone to Aggie weddings and they literally sing about it at the weddings. Like
This
it's,
stinks,
I
dude.
don't really know. I've been a UT. If they married an Aggie, you'd have references, but we don't really sing about A&M at all. We sing our own song, "The Eyes of Texas," but we don't really sing about them.
Yeah. We
It's
do have "It's Goodbye to A&M" in our song too, but regardless.
yeah, and that's the extent of it. That's truly in the song.
Right.
Yeah, but like
It's not a horns
Yeah,
down
yeah.
stuff.
No, I mean, there's, like, bumper stickers in College Station that literally have an upside down Longhorn. Like, that's a thing. Like, sawed off
Well,
part.
I mean, and the biggest thing is we didn't play for 13 years, but you didn't go one game without seeing a horns down.
Right,
oh
exactly.
my god, yeah. I mean, and at the goodbye to A&M part, I'm usually just going, ba-ba-da-da-ba. I'm usually just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
just
Happy birthday,
usually
boo.
down
Goodbye. It's like, oh, get out of it. It's like, get out of my room, little bro.
Shoot it,
That
boo-boo.
kind of thing.
on like the part that I'm supposed to sing out loud. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Like, it's the first one I've experienced as a Longhorn, like not living in Texas.
Yeah.
So like, what I'm
You'll be
supposed
watching
to
in New York.
Bro,
watching,
hey,
and I'll be watching at a
but hey, it might break it might break, national TV like Netflix and the Tyson fight. It's gonna be so many people
Yeah.
on
me too.
there.
I don't even
It
want
might be
to.
sputtering.
Did you watch that? Did you really quickly?
No, I went to the fight, so I didn't watch it, but I heard about it.
It was. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
send you.
it was very
I'll send
funny.
you. I'll send you a video, and you'll be like, he let him win.
Oh no, I went to it. It was awful.
Oh, you were
It was
there?
Yeah, I went to the fight. Yeah, no, I was there and we went down and we freaking, watched people, all the
It was
stars
in
come in, and
Dallas.
then we went up to the suites and oh man, the fights before were awesome, let's be real. And then everybody booed because Puerto Rican girl got screwed.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then that fight happened in the first two rounds. It's like this dude's about to get murdered. And then it was if somebody gave him like some chill pills and he forgot how to swing because he took
maybe
10
he
swings
lost
for
the
the next
adrenaline. I
6
don't know.
rounds.
For me, it looked like he
There's
couldn't
one
move
where
his
he
legs
was
anymore.
like, his legs are done, but there was one where he like is about to go, and then he ducks it, and it's like for no reason he does that.
It looked very clear. And now that I've done my research on the contract, he was incentivized not to win and to go 8 rounds. And he did that. He needs some money. I mean, it is what it is. It was a
100%.
reality show. It wasn't a fighting match. It was a reality show. And we all got duped. I'm just thankful I wasn't one of the folks down there paying $25,000-$30,000 for a seat. Because
Oh
I
my
would have been
god,
It's
pissed.
insane.
I would have been pissed.
Well, I
Yeah,
would have never
Those
done that in the
those
first
people
place
have
anyway.
enough money though to not even worry about that.
Oh yeah, Shaq. What is 30 stacks to
Shaq
Shaq?
might Shaq might be paid to go there. Quite frankly,
No, that's a good point. That's a good
Shaq
point.
might be paid to go. I will say, you'll like this cue, and we'll close out on that note. I posted a video right after the fight. I go, people are acting like. I go, the funniest part about this fight is That's not even the worst thing people have seen in that stadium all year. Cowboys are 0-4 at home.
It still was better than the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys
And
still won a home game.
then a few days later, the Texans just beat the brakes off of them.
Oh
and
my
it
God.
That was a disaster.
It was
Score
ugly.
prediction real quick.
Yeah.
All right, real quick.
I'll do
I say
31-10.
31-10.
Longhorns.
Ooh, you're coming down on those high scores you've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, I got waxed last week, so.
I actually, hey, you know what? I'm one field goal away from calling Curly his name again because he did well last one. I'm gonna roll with 38-13.
Okay,
Nice.
so you have the over under is 46.5. So they think
I
it's
have
going to be low scoring.
So I have
So
under.
you think you have the over. You have the under.
Yeah, I have over.
I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go 28-6. They get 2 field goals off of us. That's about it.
I feel that.
28-6. I think I'm locked in on this is a defensive year for not just us, but a lot of teams. Ohio State, yes, they have good offense, but their defense, Oregon's like a lot of unsung defenses, and I'm buying Jade Bear and Alfred Collins. And
for me too. But what I'm thinking is 38-6, and they score late when we have our backups in.
Yeah,
So
I mean look, I would love to see Arch
because that's what happened with Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Fisher, Tosopoulos for a little bit. DJ Nikki Snacks Kreider and the Quan Cosby. We'll see you guys next time. Hook 'em.